not only from the finale but the season. I think the most memorable scene from the finale, I know it's kind of a cheat, but the entire Kang, the one who remains, whatever you want to call him, conversation with Sylvie and Loki. If you're going to make me break it down any further than that, I'm going to say it's this explaining of the multi-dimension, war, and basically how if they kill him, that's just going to restart everything. In a lot of ways, I actually got a lot of callbacks to Harry Potter in some ways in this. And I remember the story of the three brothers. That's what it kind of felt like when he was telling the tale of kind of how they eventually gained peace, or he made peace from this multi-dimension war. But that was my favorite scene from the finale. What was yours?
Yeah, it's hard to go against Kang. Hard to go against Kang, Immortus, whatever you want to call him. I thought that was just brilliant. And two, it's really hard to live up to those Wizard of Oz moments. Hell, the Wizard of Oz might not live up to the Wizard of Oz moment that it has, even though there's a greater meaning to the fact that the man behind the curtain isn't shit. But it lived up to it. You had this big reveal that they were promising, and it lived up to it. So that was big. I guess if I had another moment, it would be just the fight scene and to see between Sylvie and Loki the growth that Loki had, that he actually wasn't going to betray her and he wasn't doing it just to rule. That really wasn't his goal. For the first time ever, the character, well, I think there are some comic books where it happens, but for the most part, definitely in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, Loki had character growth, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Do you
With a
think that
pretty
him
fast
and
character.
Thor, when they meet again, if we get this version of Loki to meet, the Thor that we have, that they're almost going to meet as equals because now they've both been through so much pain. They both have grown through it and kind of came to this understanding where I think they would understand each other because I think they both admitted they love each other. They just, don't always trust each other and know that they're going to do the right thing to one another.
I think my prediction would be like that this Loki meets a different version of Thor, because part of it too is like, and they did get a little bit, they did get along actually, and they did kind of come to some resolution in Thor Ragnarok. But I think like I'm trying to think of an analogy, but there's some couples. Okay, so in a drama series, there's some couples that when they're together, it's not as good as when they're having conflict with one another. And so, in that analogy, I think Thor and Loki always need that conflict to make it work. And Thor Ragnarok gave you a little bit of both. But it's funny that Thor, about the growth that I talked about earlier, Thor Ragnarok made fun of the fact that Loki never grows and he's so predictable. And so I thought that was really cool that this one is showing growth. But I think we're gonna get something really different with Thor eventually when he sees Loki. And he's not slated to be Loki's slated, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Loki's slated to be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But from what I've read, Loki is not slated to be in
Thor.
Thor Love and Thunder. So it should be interesting.
And I mean, I guess maybe he'll be with the TVA then.